assume that frustration of the wife is part of the deal. A guy who's spoken a lot about being frustrated is Tyson Fury. And so the question is, who's frustrating whom? The fight isn't happening. It looks like he is looking for another opponent in Joshua or potentially anybody else. You have Dubois. In your words, what is the hurdle between you and the undisputed title fight with Tyson Fury?
Жадібність Тайсона Ф'юрі.
Tyson's Fury's greed is something that stands as a challenge on making this fight happen.
We heard Prince Khalid talk about your integrity. You speak a lot about God, and you talk about you respect Deontay Wilder in negotiations. You respect the opponent. Fury has called you a lot of names. I can't say it here in this kingdom, but it's like PUSSY. He has called you everything under the book. Do these words insult you? Does that make you respect the man less?
У мене немає такої думки. Я навіть молюся за нього.
I don't feel any negative feelings towards Tyson. I even pray for him.
Do you believe that in December, one way or another, Tyson Fury and Oleksandr Usyk will fight for undisputed championship here in Saudi Arabia?
Це тільки один Господь
This
Бог.
fight can be guaranteed only by the Lord. Myself, I only pray every day with being grateful for me to have opportunity to breathe, to wake up in the morning, to have good health, for my family, for my close circle to be healthy. I pray asking so things we want to happen in the future. But if he hasn't got this plan, it will never happen.
Last question on Tyson Fury, just to clear up a controversy or debate. We all know that you publicly accepted 70-30, which people thought was incredible that you would make the fight. No way that fight doesn't happen at 70-30. And then Fury said that there was a rematch clause that was the poison pill. What was the actual reason after accepting 70-30 that the fight was still not able to be made from your perspective?
Його команда пропонувала рематч, а не моя команда. Хай не бреше вже, задовбав.
Let him stop lying. It was his team who asked for the rematch.
Це знаєте, Тайсон Ф'юрі хотів боксувати з Усиком, але без Усика.
He wanted to fight Usyk without Usyk.
What? Last time we were in Saudi Arabia, it was you and Joshua. And after...
What's going on, people? Shimanda YB back once again. So we got a few, what they call it, tidbits. I'm not sure, whatever you want to call it, one of them ones. Usyk said, after signing with the Saudis, what's the biggest obstacle with the Fury fight not happening? Usyk says, Fury's greed. Then he went on to do a whole bunch of, God this and God that. Listen, this ain't one of them ones, I don't think. Listen, of all the ones it might be, it ain't one of them ones. Yeah? Call a spade. Fury shook. And there was a part, I forgot now, but Usyk said something and I thought, yeah, he's on point here. You know what? More time, let me go back a minute, 100%. Short memory loss, no doubt about that, 100%.
Off is to get my wife frustrated.
Or potentially anybody else. You have Dubois. In your words, what is the hurdle between you and... We heard Prince Khalid talk about your integrity. You speak a lot about God, and you talk about you respect Deontay Wilder in negotiations. You respect the opponent. Fury has called you a lot of names. I can't say it here in this kingdom, but it's like PUSSY. He has called you everything under the book. Do these words insult you? Does that make you respect the man less?
У мене немає такої думки. Я навіть молюся за нього.
I don't feel any negative feelings towards Tyson. I even pray for him.
That was it. Listen. Usyk says he doesn't feel any negative feelings for Tyson. The whole praying thing, corny, but this is how you're supposed to be, people. For years I've talked about Wilder. Who else was it? I think it might have been Was it Fury as well? I think pretty much Fury was doing it at one point as well. Oh, I'm never working with Eddie Hearn. Then once. Wilder said the same thing. Oh, Eddie Hearn called me a hillbilly. The fight will never happen. Now, the things Fury has done to Usyk is much more... What's the word? Well, it's much worse than anything Eddie Hearn said. Yeah, Wilder's a hillbilly. Well, come on. He weren't lying, was he? It's one of them ones. Yeah. Wilder's from the back arse of nowhere. That's just a fact. It's not nothing personal. Someone got to be a hillbilly. What can I say? Nonetheless, and that's the thing, Wilder's a 6'7" basketball player. So you'd think he'd have thick skin. Wouldn't you? You'd think, wait a minute, Deontay Wilder, he's from Alabama, he's a basketball player, he must have thick skin. No skin to be found. And Usyk here said, listen, Fury can say what he wants. And that's where he should have doubled down, in my opinion. He should have said, listen, never mind praying for him. Yeah, I'll pray. Listen, the only thing I'll be praying for is that I don't whoop him too bad. Do you understand? That's where Usyk should have gone with this one. Yeah? Fury's trash talk don't affect me because I'll be doing my trash talk in the ring. And we'll see who got the most to say then. Yeah? No, the only prayer needed is that he make it out in one piece. Yeah? On fight night. The prayers can be saved until then. That's where Usyk should have doubled down, in my opinion. And he was on the right lines with the greedy thing. And towards the end, he even said, Fury wants to fight Usyk without Usyk in the fight. But he didn't go far enough for me. I'll be saying, listen, Belly, you are shook. Yeah, you don't want this one. That's what you don't want. You just see more. That's all due respect, yeah. AJ was the king of the UK. People have got short memories. People forget that he was. Up until Usyk did what he did, yeah. At the very least, AJ and Fury was seen as 50-50 in terms of overall clout and whatever else. People can now look back and say, oh no, Fury was always daddy. Lies. Yeah, it was seen as AJ and Fury and no one really could say much. Yeah, most people probably thought, or the odds would have been in favour of Fury winning that fight, but including clout and whatever else and status, it was neck and neck. Some people may have even put AJ above. Relevance, well, AJ and his 50-50 clout looking ass went in there with Usyk, and what happened? He got popped. Yeah? And especially after AJ's last vocal performance after the second Usyk fight. If I was Usyk, I'd have been saying, listen, man, I'm the UK Kingslayer. Oops, I said it. Yeah? I come to the UK, I come to London, and I'll pop their cherry for them. Have them going out all the way sad. Did I not? He ain't lying. He wouldn't be lying, would he? That's the thing. I'm not asking Usyk to lie. I'm asking Usyk to tell the truth. Yeah, the truth is, I come to London, and you're the biggest, buffest, because whatever you say about Tyson Fury, he ain't the biggest and he ain't the buffest. Yeah? So if I was Usyk, I'd be saying, listen, I came to London, I was OT, 100% out of town. Yeah, Usyk was OT, 100%. And I took your biggest bull, the biggest bull in the UK, got in there with his belts. And guess what? He left with no belts, no shoes, and no chain. AJ came there, just like Lawrence Okolie, really, truth be known. Lawrence Okolie came there with his belts and his penny boy chains on and his boxing boots on, and he left Bournemouth with none of it. He lost his belt. What's the guy's name? Completely forgot his name now. Billum Smith took his chain. Listen, ripped his chain off, took it clean off his neck. That's what happened. I did say that the other day. Often when people go out of town, yeah, they get their chains snatched. And that's what I was trying to tell Okolie. I've been telling people this for a while. Don't put a chain on if you ain't really with the shits, because you're going to end up going home without it. You best, from now on, Okolie, yeah, don't wear a chain, number one. And if you do wear a chain, make sure you tuck it. That's what you best do. So if you don't tuck your chain, you're going to go to... I mean, Bournemouth's full of farmers as well. Yeah? How is a dude going to be talking about penny boys? I'm not sure what part of London he's from. I don't know, Peckham. I'm just guessing. One of them ones. Yeah? How are you going to go? How is a Peckham Donny going to go to Bournemouth? People say, I live in a farm. Listen, that might be the case, but I'll tell you what's more farmy than where I live. Bournemouth. Yeah? Lawrence Okolie went to Bournemouth and he left without his shoes and without his chain on. And his belt. Just took the lot off him. That's bad. That's a bad way to go out. And listen, AJ, I ain't finished with you either. Because the truth is, Usyk did you the same way. Oops. And it's even worse for you because at least Okolie and Billum Smith were the same size. Yeah? So end of the day, essentially, what's happened here is Borat is flown. Might as well have been. Borat, man, I like how much. Flew over. And did you mad? It was a madness what you did in that ring, AJ. Yeah? The King of London, you're supposed to be. And you got punched up in Tottenham. Wow. Tragic. Yeah, anyway, I've digressed. The point I'm making is, those are the bars I'd be saying if I was Usyk. Yeah, all due respect to the UK, you ain't getting it how I'm getting it. Because if you was, that big buff bull you put me in the ring with would have done something. He ain't do none. Yeah? He ain't do none. He didn't. Yeah, and he starts crying after the fight. Oh, my name's AJ, and oh, people don't understand that it's not easy being 280 pounds, 260 pounds. Oh, wow. I've never heard that before, genuinely. I've heard some people make some bad excuses. I've never heard of a dude with a 20, 30 pound weight advantage complaining, oh, Usyk was only 220 pounds. It's hard for me at 250. What? In boxing as well. This wasn't running. You know, you got to be lean and light, and there's a trade-off. Traditionally, bigger. Well, not even. It's fat. It's the bottom line. Bigger is better. Unless you go Andy Ruiz style, and you just end up soft, skinny. You know what I mean? Fluffy. Yeah. So anyway, those are the bars I'll be saying. Let's get some of that. Not cultural friction, but Fury likes to call himself, oh, I'm the bare knuckle king. I'm the king of the UK. Well, the last king of the UK. Oops, he went out sad. He got punched up. Yeah, twice. I punched him up. Listen, let's not forget this, people. Usyk punched AJ up so differently. He lost his head. We've never seen AJ melt down before until Usyk had finished hitting him in the head. Do you get that? We've seen AJ lose to Andy Ruiz. In fact, we've seen AJ get stopped by Mr. Blobby. Point? Well, surely if AJ was ever going to lose his head, it would have been then. He didn't. Yeah? Usyk broke that man. I am the UK king breaker. Yeah? Fly me in from out of town. Fly me in from Poland in my, what do they call it? In his bunker. Let's call it a spade here, man. Usyk, you're in a bunker, man. Come on now. Drop all that talk about the Bible, man. Come on now. Stop. You're in Poland. Probably not even there. Truth be known, you're probably in, I don't know, what's some swanky place in London called? Islington. Oh, yeah, you're in Islington, 100%. Yeah, that's where you're at. You're not even in Poland. That'd be too close. You're in Islington, 100%. Stop lying. But yeah, either way, Usyk is not a UK national, and on that basis, I punch up all the guys in the UK. Yeah, I broke AJ. You saw me break him live on TV. And Fury, you've seen that. You've seen I am the UK king breaker, and you don't want it next. Yeah, that's what you don't want. And we know. And if I was Usyk, I'd be saying, listen, all due respect, Fury. Yeah, we know you're mentally fragile, and that's why I'm going to pray for you. I'm going to pray for you that after I finish with you, you don't end up bugging out like AJ did. Yeah? Because listen, the way I hit people, I put them in their fields. Big facts. AJ was so much in his fields. I hit AJ in the head in such a way, in such a fashion. He was talking about how he's too big to be winning this fight. Make that make sense, people. Oh, I'm too big to win this fight? What? Said no one ever in a fight. Do you know? Oh, I was too big in that fight. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah, well, the reason I lost is because I was too big. No one's ever said that in a... I'm telling you now, call me a liar. In what fight have you ever heard someone complain about being too big? Never heard it. And that's how you know that the way Usyk was... It's a bit like... Have you ever had one of them dreams where you're trying to fight something and it's got your number. You can't get no pop. It's like you're running through treacle, or you're trying to do something through treacle, and whatever you do, it's got your number. And after that, you kind of, or when you wake up, or sometimes I'm even conscious in them dreams, and I'm thinking, what's gone wrong here? What have I done in my life to deserve this? Yeah. That's how Usyk left AJ. What? Oh, I was too big to win. I must have been too big. He's talking an absolute waffle that made no sense. Yeah? Anyway. I mean, Usyk says that the Fury fight can happen if God make it happen. I don't know about all that. Yeah, I don't know. I think, if anything, yeah, there's no... Some people believe in fate, but ultimately, the free will thing makes more sense to me. Humans have free will, and hence, free will means things can't have fate. Yeah? You know what I mean? You got option in life, you have pure optionality. Some people go off a bridge. You know what I mean? How could that be scripted? You have options and decisions to make at every step. So there's no fate. Yeah? And on that basis, if Fury keeps flapping it, listen, God himself clearly can't get Fury in the ring. He can't do it. So it's going to come down to, will Tyson Fury grow a pair of balls? That's the question. Yes or no? And if he won't, it won't ever happen. That's for sure. Even if the gods want it to happen. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. Smash the like button, subscribe, and lick off the bell, 100%, no doubt.